All right, joining us here in studio now is Randy Collins, Director of Public Policy over at the Connecticut Conference of Municipalities. Thank you so much for being here, Randy. So we just talked about Arunan Arulampalam being elected mayor of Hartford. How important is the mayor of Hartford to the entire state?
Well, I mean, as the mayor of our capital city, he automatically will assume a leadership role among our municipal leaders. And as he steps in, he's got a lot of challenges. Hartford has some budget issues that they're looking at. Obviously, crime's always on, so he's got a lot of work to do right out of the gate. And I think one of the hardest things for our mayors is as soon as they get into office, they have to start thinking about a budget right away. Because our budgets don't coincide with the state, so it's almost like drinking from a fire hose right as he gets in.
There was a small amount of controversy. It wasn't a huge controversy, but early in the campaign, Arulampalam was out raising funds outside the city of Hartford for his campaign. Maybe that's legitimate if the rest of the state kind of depends on how Hartford does, how Hartford goes.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone at this point raises, when you look at how the cost of elections have just gone through the roof. And I don't think that you can just solely rely on local elections if we don't have a state election program for the municipal side. So, a lot of funds are raised, outside. But when you look at the interests of, all of the corporate partners and headquarters that are located here, it certainly has a higher profile than some of our smaller communities.
So let's talk a little bit about the race in Bridgeport, a city that has certainly lost some trust, confused the voters amid this court case, and what certainly looks like ballot fraud. What are the wider implications, ramifications of the voter scandal in Bridgeport?
I think the broader ramifications are that it turns voters off. I think it adds to that narrative that the vote doesn't matter, and I think that's why you see generally, some lower turnout percentages. I mean, I think we're at maybe around 25% voter turnout statewide, and I think it's much lower in Bridgeport the last numbers I saw. And I think people, when they don't think that their vote matters, don't turn out. And I think that disconnects people from their elected leaders, and I don't think it's a good representation of our state and where we are.
Okay, Randy Collins, thank you for being with us. Stick around. We're going to visit with you throughout the evening. We appreciate your time.
All right. No problem.
Sarah?